Welcome back to Countryside Workshop. Today we're going to build this torsion box countertop that extends all the way to the wall to create a desk area. The old countertop that was in here was a piece of laminate. It didn't go all the way to the wall, and it was a problematic area for my shop. Everything collected on top of it. I just threw everything over here, so it was not a neat area. I couldn't use it. It was unusable space. And down at the far end, it had a sink built in it because I got these the cabinets and the countertop from a school that was replacing them. So I couldn't be too picky. Now I figured it was time to go ahead and replace it, throw up some much needed organization. So hopefully I can utilize this space and become more efficient in my workflow. So stick around and I'll show you how I do it. Alright, to create the desk space off to the right where I don't have any cabinets, I'm going to have to measure and cut some cleats to attach to the wall so the top has something to rest on. I had my home center go ahead and cut the plywood down for me, and here I'm just adding the bracing to the top. This is going to be the front part of the cabinet, and I'm just adding glue and pin nails. Now I'm taking it and I'm making sure that both of the plywood pieces, because mine's 10 feet 3 inches, line up together, as well as that bracing lines up along that front edge. And then I'm making sure that I put pin nails on either side of the joint just to keep it strong. Now I'm using a spacer to ensure that that back braces has the same amount of space between both walls, and then I'm just going to glue it down and tack it in place with some pin nails. Now that I have both of the long braces in, I'm going to add the short braces. I'm going to apply one on each end and then one down the middle covering the joint to the two pieces of plywood, and then I'm going to add about 6 more down the length of the countertop. Here I'm having some audio issues, but I'm just explaining why I left a gap on both ends as well as the gap in the back, and that's just so I can scribe up against the wall so the countertop follows the contour and I only have to worry about cutting through one thickness of plywood versus having to cut through 2 thicknesses of plywood and through the bracing. For a torsion box assembly to properly work, you have to add a second layer of plywood. Again, I'm just applying it with glue and pin nails, and I'm taking my square, I'm going to measure and make marks down the length of each brace so I know exactly where to place those pin nails. So I've flipped the countertop right side up now, and I'm using this cool little tool for scribing, which is the AccuScribe from FastCat, but you don't need this. You can use a washer and a pencil to follow the line, and all I'm doing is marking a line along the length of the plywood. It's going to follow the wall, so when I go back and cut it, it will perfectly match into the valleys and high points of the wall. And I lost the footage of me actually cutting it, but I just followed the line with the jigsaw. Now I'm going to attach my face frame here, and I'm just making sure that it is flush to the top, and I'm going to put it in place with glue and brad nails. The brad nails are going to just have a little bit extra holding strength until the glue sets, because my face frame had some bowage here. I'm also going to make sure that this miter lines up perfectly in the corner. but you could also use butt joints because it is just shop furniture. Now it's time to fill all those pesky holes with wood filler, and the scrap piece of wood is crucial here. And then we're just going to go ahead and sand up to 220. Again, I'm having some audio issues, but all I'm doing is discussing putting a finish on the top. It's shop furniture, you don't have to put finish, but I know I'm going to eventually get this dirty, so I'm just going to throw in some finish that I had sitting around in the shop, and this is some exterior 450 from General Finishes. It is a gloss shine. I wasn't too happy with this, but after I throw it down, I'll just go back with some 600 or 1000 just to knock that shine down just a bit. Organization is key here, so I turned to wall control to get some of their steel pegboard, which uses both the traditional pegboard brackets and what you can see here, which is a slip-in, lock-in type bracket, and this just resides between the countertop and the upper cabinets. And they have all sorts of different accessories, from these bins to hooks to shelves and a paper towel holder. You should go give them a look. They're super awesome. Alright, now that you see how easy it is to build a torsion box countertop, you can take it and adapt it to your shop cabinets, an assembly table, outfeed table, or any other spot that you need to remain dead flat. You can even use 3/4 inch plywood, and you can take that center grid and make it as thick as you want for the desired width of that tabletop that you need. This right here has solved a huge problem in my shop. What once was a disorganized chaos now has a usable work surface. It's organized, it's got finish on it, so I can keep it looking good. And thanks to these wall control panels, I'm able to throw up a drill charging station over here. I can put up miscellaneous things up along the wall here to make the shop overall look good, reflect some light off the white panels, and keep me organized. So until next time, teach people, inspire creators, and learn the craft.